Pug Rescue of Northwest Arkansas is a 501c3 organization. We are completely nonprofit. We were based about 10 years ago with just one dog as our starting adoption, and eventually we were up to about 8 dogs a year about 4 years ago. This last year we were 65. We only do pugs. Occasionally there is a puggle, but usually as they come in with another pug. Pug Rescue is, we take and make sure that all pugs are spayed or neutered, that they have all their vetting, so that when anybody wants to adopt a pug, they know what the investment they're going to put into them, whether they're healthy, whether they have a special needs or a behavioral problem. We try and be as upfront with everybody as we can be, and these little guys are nothing but a bundle of love. They're like little children in fur coats. This is Sassy. Sassy came from a local shelter here, and she is just a bundle of love. She just really loves to touch you and feel you, and that is the traits of a pug. A pug typically likes to touch you. Maybe it's just set beside you on the couch at night and reach over and touch you with their foot, or maybe they want to lay on your lap. Most of them typically like sleeping with you, and they are just one of the big lovers of the canine world. They're also comedians. Pugs will make you laugh. If you haven't had a laugh in your life, you ought to have a pug. This is Chester. Chester came to us from a very loving family who had to be transferred out of state. He had his own toy room with his own toys, and he's had a little bit of trouble adjusting because he's been the only child in a loving home. And now he's sharing a foster home with several other pug and other canine friends. So he really likes to be number one, but he also loves to be just with you. He doesn't want to take and be in your face or jumping all over you, but he is 12 years old. A pug typically lives to be 14 to 18 years old, and we're seeing some as high as 21 in our local events. And so he's got a lot of life left in him. He likes to play a little bit, but he's not going to be a jumping in front of you or trip you as you go through. Chester has a special grant with him that was presented by his family when they had to surrendering. And for the right person over the age of 65, there is a fee waived grant for him. Pug Rescue of Northwest Arkansas is a Arkansas-based nonprofit rescue for pugs. We actually have a volunteer organization in Little Rock as well as Northwest Arkansas. Our internet address is puglover, PUGLOVER, .petfinder, PETFINDER.com. And you can go to that page and you'll be able to see the pugs the 18 pugs that we have waiting for forever homes right now. We have 5 that came in yesterday that are not on there, but will be on there in a few days. My name is Rita Parton, and my number is 479-751-6947. There is an answer machine on that phone number, and leave your name, your number. If you have an email address, leave that so we can contact you. There's 18 of these little guys who need homes. I have dogs that range from 1 year old up to Chester. He's our oldest at 12. So we'd love to take and talk to families, and we also desperately need foster families. I have 6 dogs that came in this week that I need foster families for.
All Pets Considered is on the air, and we're glad that you could tune in to Jones Television, Channel 22, for this brand new episode. Not only will you get a chance to find a new cuddly friend for your home in our Adoption Options segment, but later in the show, we'll take a trip up to Bentonville for some training tips from our certified dog trainer, Deborah Grodecka. But first, as always, we'll start tonight's show by meeting our wonderful set pat. Chauncey is with us as usual. He stays here at the set during our taping of All Pets Considered He was actually a stray that was adopted from an area shelter in Springdale and is now in a great home. And if pet ownership is an adventure that you're ready to try, stay tuned. Tonight, our adoption segment is with Springdale Animal Services.
This is Jenny. Jenny's a little terrier mix, maybe some Chihuahua in there. She's about 5 months old, so she's about as tall as she's going to be. She'll put a little bit more weight on, but she came into us as a stray on the 16th of this month, so she just became available for adoption. As many do, they're just not wearing ID when they come in, so we have a hard time tracking down an owner, and most of them are just as adorable and sweet as this one. Like I say, she's about 5 months old, female, likely not going to get much taller. It might get a little bit heavier, but being the breed combination that she is, fits into almost any home setting. Again, just appropriate diet and care and exercise makes for a happy dog most situations. And Jenny's number is 1252, and she's available for adoption now. The shelter environment, especially for these small breed dogs, is very overwhelming. So I would encourage anybody that wanted to come down and visit her, get her out of the kennel, set her up in one of the socialization rooms, and spend 10 or 15 minutes with her to start to see what her real behaviors are. Back in the kennels with 40 other dogs is pretty daunting for these little guys. She seems to be real easygoing and friendly. I've seen her around a child and she didn't seem traumatized or anything, so I think she would fit into most situations. Again, with these smaller breed dogs with kids, you want to teach the kids to treat them gently and be respectful with them to make sure we don't end up with a fear-biting type of behavior. But with a little bit of training, the Chihuahua breeds and the Terrier breeds are pretty good at entertaining themselves and don't have quite the same exercise demands as we would see with some of the large breeds, Labs, Border Collies, and that type of thing. We have an adoption fee of $40. That includes a microchip and a rabies vaccination and all the basic vaccines that we've given in deworming. We also charge for animals like this that have not been spayed or neutered yet a pre-collection of the spay-neuter fee. We have a number of area vets that will give us discounted fees. Usually a female dog this size we can get done in the $50 range. So of all those fees, the shelter keeps 20. The rest basically go to the microchip and to pay the vet for their services that a person would be paying for anyway, but we can give them at a discounted rate. This is Summer. Summer is definitely Chihuahua mix. She might have some Italian Greyhound or something like that. She's a little leggy for the average Chihuahua. She's a very sweet girl. Somebody really loved on her. She's affectionate and a little needy at this point. She's still a baby. She's only about 4 months old, so she'll continue to grow in height for a few more months. So she's not going to be a lot bigger, but a little bit bigger. She arrived as a stray on the 13th of this month. And again, just like most of the others, unfortunately, they come in without a microchip and without an ID tag, with no way for us to try to get them back to their owner other than hoping they come in, and many of them don't. So she is now available for adoption. Breed and size of this dog can fit into just about any home setting. Again, people need to remember that they are pack animals, they are social, so it's very important to give them exercise and attention. A lot of the breeds that we see brought in for behavioral issues, it's because basically an owner's failed to give them the basics that they need, and they don't take a whole lot, especially these little guys. Summer's number is 1220, and she became available on the 17th, and she's a female Chihuahua mix. This is Greta. Greta's a domestic short hair. She's got some tabby markings. She is an adult cat, so what you see is what you get with this one, and that's one of the things I really try to advocate to folks. If you want to have the energy and want to take the chance with a puppy and are up to, or a kitten, putting the time and energy in to working with them, that's a great and noble thing to do. Our adult pets that need homes offer just as much entertainment and companionship, but often with a little less effort put in on the front end. Greta came into us as a stray on May 31st, so she became available on the 4th, so she's been with us for about a month. She's a 2-year-old domestic shorthair, tan and silver, tabby mix of some sort. She's kind of has points on her ears, so there could be some Siamese back in there somewhere, but she's your average domestic shorthair. Cats, unlike, we've had a couple pups out here today. Like I said, the requirements and the needs of those animals are a little higher. If you want an animal that's going to give you the same enjoyment, but you can leave for the weekend and set them up with food and water inside, these guys are really the way to go. And our shelter is always full. We get in a ton of cats, and quite frankly, we do a little better job of placing the dogs than we do the cats. So any avenue that we have to get them out and promote them, we're going to jump on that. And this is Greta. Her number is 1116, and she's ready for a home now. Well, this is our busy season. We've come out of a few weekend events. There's a lot of things going on with our shelter and others. The big thing that we're pushing during the summer months is microchipping, and we are offering monthly microchipping clinics. Our next clinic is set for Saturday, July 16th from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. We're microchipping dogs and cats 6 weeks and older. It's a requirement in the city that all pets must be microchipped. And it's a good thing to do anyway. It gets an animal home quickly, and it can save the life of another animal that might be waiting for that 3 days we'd hold the animal had we not had the microchip information. So the 1 to 3, the last clinics have not been horribly busy, but you want to be able to plan to stand in line a little bit and have animals that are coming out. We'd encourage people, if you have an animal that's difficult with other animals, you choose to go get that one done at your vet or in a safer venue. We want to make sure all the animals are safe. So no aggressive, vicious, sick animals or dogs or cat in heat. And please make sure if you go to any of these summer events, whether it be ours or someone else's, take precautions. Do not leave your pets in a parked car unattended. The heat escalates very quickly, and we've seen animals every summer that succumb to heat stroke and even pass with that kind of neglect. So they're wearing a fur coat all year long. They're horrible at regulating their own temperature. They do it by panting because they can't sweat. So those are real important tips that during the summer, keep those animals with you if they're not in the car. And if it's going to be above 70, really, for the most part, they'd rather be home in your air-conditioned house. We're located at 321 Randall Wolby Lane. Our hours of operation are noon to 6, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, and Saturdays 9 to 1. We're closed on Wednesdays and Sundays. Our animals are all listed on petfinder.com. During the busy season, there is a bit of a delay in getting those on. So if you're looking for something in particular, I always encourage people to either come by the shelter or call us. We can be reached at 750-8166 or 750-81633. Or you can reach us by email at springdalear.gov.
Hi, I'm Dr. Nancy Belknap with some summer healthcare tips for your outdoor dog. Water is simply the most important thing we can remind you of in the summer. Fresh, clean water provided at least twice a day in a non-tip bowl. Dehydration can be deadly, and it's certainly no fun to be thirsty. Your pet's eating habits may change as well. Eating during the hot part of the day is certainly not recommended, so we always recommend that you provide food for your pet early in the morning and again later in the evening. Don't leave food out all day. It can attract bugs and insects, and leaving food out all night attracts wild animals and perhaps predators. And shelter is important for our pets in the summer. Shelter from the sun certainly keeps them from overheating and provides comfort. Remember, when you look at your pet's environment, what is available as shade in the morning isn't always available as shade throughout the day. Make sure your pet has shelter from the sun throughout the day. Your dog's exercise needs to be modified in the summer as well. Walking a dog in the heat of the day is not good for it. It can burn the pads of their feet if they're on cement or pavement. Make sure that your dog gets mental and physical stimulation in the summer, but do it early in the morning and later in the evening. And no list could be complete without the reminder that no dog should be left in a car in the summer unattended. Any small enclosure and small area without adequate air circulation overheats very quickly. It certainly can become an oven in seconds, in minutes, and many animals die from that every year. We want to make sure your pet stays healthy and has a great summer, so take good care and remember they have feelings too.
Deborah Grodecka is a highly qualified dog behavior professional with extensive experience as a trainer and behavior specialist. She has earned the title of Certified Pet Dog Trainer from the Certification Council of Pet Dog Trainers and is the founder of Every Dog Can Incorporated.
Hi, I got a special treat for my viewers tonight. I actually have invited 3 of my intermediate level students to do a few of the behaviors for the audience that they have learned during their level 2 training. So stay tuned as we go through each of their individual behaviors, and we'll introduce these dogs to you. We have here Oliver, Great Dane puppy, just about 8 months old now. This is his mom, Deborah, and Oliver has been with me in training really since he was about 8 weeks old. Deb and her husband Daryl came to me originally as a private client. They wanted to start right from puppyhood with correct training for Mr. Oliver here, and he's been through 3 classes. And the thing is, you can see we have Oliver and we have Deborah. And at this point, Oliver is very close to outweighing Deborah. And it's very important when you have any dog, but especially important when you have a huge dog, that he's well trained. So we're going to have Oliver show you a little bit of his stuff, okay? All right. All right, now what I have here are behaviors that I've selected for each dog to do for you on camera. And Deb, we're going to start with you heeling Oliver off leash up and down this side of the room, okay? So I'm going to just move over here. Good job. So Deb's going to take the leash off. Right here. Wait. Now, the trick to getting a dog to heel, especially off leash, is to keep his attention. Now remember, Oliver is only 8 months old at this point, so he is showing phenomenally well-focused attention to his mom. And she's going to make the turn there. And yes, she is highly reinforcing him for this behavior. Remember, when he is fully grown, we expect he's going to weigh about 150 pounds. So this is a big dog that needs to be under exquisite control. Awesome, Deb. Yay. Good job. Very good, Mr. Oliver. Okay, now Loki is up next. All right. Hi, there's Paul and his wife Ellen, and this is Loki. Let me tell you a little bit about Loki's history. The thing that I really love about Loki is that Paul and Ellen have literally saved this dog's life. He came from a local rescue. He came from a litter of pups that was literally dumped on a local golf course. And the workers out on the golf course found the mother moving the puppies onto the golf course. And did they rescue their mom, or did she? I think she took off. She ran off. But they rescued this litter of puppies, and Paul and Ellen actually nursed him through parvovirus, which can be a very deadly virus to young puppies. And Loki came through my puppy class that started, I guess, about 9 weeks of age, right? And he's a phenomenal student. As you see, we're not quite sure what his heritage is, but we're guessing by his behavior and his looks and his learning ability that this dog has a lot of Australian Shepherd in him. And he is a really great puppy, about 6 months old now. And Paul and Ellen have just been working their little hearts out with Loki. And so we have a very young dog here that is already performing to a very high level, okay? All right. So Paul and Loki, your test is your dog must stay while you walk to the other side of the room. All right. Okay, and you have 2 minutes to accomplish this task. But I have a feeling you and Loki will do it well under 2 minutes. Okay, so I'll step out of the way. Now, this is positive reinforcement training, so at this stage of their training, I do encourage people to use lots of treat reinforcement and praise. Look at that. Way to go, Paul. Yay. So that took about 5 seconds. Excellent. Beautifully done, Paul. Thank you very much. Okay, we have recall game. Hide in the kitchen and call your dog to find you. Okay, now we're all laughing at this one because you will see that Allison and Lucas, who are Riley's owners, have trained this dog to literally come in any situation. Allison has found a way to make herself so irresistible that no matter what Riley is doing, he drops everything and runs and finds Allison. Now let me tell you a little bit about Mr. Riley here. Can I borrow a treat? Hey Riley, let's get his face here so we can get him. Come on, puppy. I want to set your pretty face on the camera. Riley is a purebred Welsh Terrier that Allison and Lucas have spent many, many hours training. Now, people who own terriers will tell you that typically they're a little hard-headed and they're not that easy to train. However, you're going to see that Mr. Riley is breaking that mold. And that's the beauty of positive reinforcement training, because as long as something good is on the horizon for him, he'll do anything Allison says to him, okay? So I'm going to take Riley over here to the other end of the room, and as you'll see, Riley is also going to need to run by Loki and Oliver, which is a big distraction for a puppy this young. And Allison is going to go hide in the kitchen there in this hall where we do the training. Okay. All right. So when I give Allison the signal, she's going to call Riley to him. Okay? Whenever you're ready, Allison. Yeah! Woohoo! Yay! Awesome! Excellent. So Allison, can you explain to our viewers what your secret is here? Now, we had rules that we taught you in class. The first being, how is it about the reinforcement that was so important for Riley?
Well, I think one thing is that excitement is a huge thing. His excitement level is always through the roof, so I always have to match that, and that's something that Deborah taught me. And then when he actually comes to me, I just reinforce and just treat, and just praise for at least a minute. And just the more we did it, the better he got. So.
Yeah, and I will say that from my experience as a trainer, Allison has the voice down. That voice carries long distances, and whatever Riley is doing, he can hear it. So well done, Allison. Excellent. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed seeing the results of actually training your dog. You know, we really have to work with our dogs, and when you commit to spending some time working with your dogs, you can achieve just the kinds of things that you've seen here tonight. Tune in next week for part 2 of our little training class illustration here, and we're going to actually work on some of the behaviors that are required for passing the AKC's Canine Good Citizen Test. So until next week, have fun with your dog.
Open Avenues, formerly known as the Adult Development Center of Benton County, is a training organization for people with disabilities. We prepare our clients to become a part of, rather than apart from, the community. We provide job skills training and placement services. We offer instruction in life skills and opportunities for socialization. The Open Avenues culture demands our services be excellent and our clients successful. For more information, call 479-636-5082 or visit openavenues.org.
Boldly go to socialsecurity.gov.
If it wasn't so important, would I be wearing pointy ears?
Pug Rescue of Northwest Arkansas is a Arkansas-based nonprofit rescue for pugs. We actually have a volunteer organization in Little Rock as well as Northwest Arkansas. To contact Pug Rescue, our internet address is puglover, PUGLOVER, .petfinder, PETFINDER.com. And you can go to that page and you'll be able to see the pugs the 18 pugs that we have waiting for forever homes right now. My name is Rita Parton, and my number is 479-751-6947. There is an answer machine on that phone number, and leave your name, your number. If you have an email address, leave that so we can contact you.
We're located at 321 Randall Wolby Lane. Our hours of operation are noon to 6, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, and Saturdays 9 to 1. We're closed on Wednesdays and Sundays. Our animals are all listed on petfinder.com. During the busy season, there is a bit of a delay in getting those on, so if you're looking for something in particular, I always encourage people to either come by the shelter or call us. We can be reached at 750-8166 or 750-81633, or you can reach us by email at springdalear.gov.
If any of our viewers need to get hold of our training expert, Deborah Grodecka, they can by giving her a call at 479-925-3000, or just visit her online at everydogcan.com. At the close of tonight's show, we'd like to remind you that there are so many wonderful pets that don't have homes. So please be sure to take the time to visit one of our local shelters and find a friend that's right for you. It will enhance your quality of life to bring a loving animal into your home. And if you already have a pet, don't forget to do your part by having your pet spayed or neutered. We want to thank all of you out there for watching, and remember, we'd love to hear from you. If you have a special pet photo, maybe have a great story about a special adoption from one of our local shelters, please visit us at jonestv.org and tell us about it. I'm Nancy Belknap. Have a great evening, and we hope that you'll tune in next week for All Pets Considered.